did not.
Oh, you did? 2K, RT. 2K.
I will.
Yeah, no pressure. Because I had to do I'm involved in this new thing, Rock Orchestra of Kansas City. And it's intended to be this sort of like orchestral, rock and roll songs, leaning on the rock and roll side, not on the orchestral. That's the concept. Didn't work out. But we did the fundraising show a week ago, and Danny O'Neill, who owned the roastery and sold it, right? He has this big building, it's man cave. And so it's this terrible acoustic environment. Had to do multi-track records, 57 tracks. Every instrument, my JD mixed it and did as good a job as anyone could possibly do in that environment. You got live drums and a bass line. And they situated the horn section behind the woodwinds. So my woodwind mics, sorry, that trumpet is louder than the flute, even though it's 3 feet back. Dude, just absolutely. That was my last gig. I like the challenge though.
So I'm doing a lot of Indian.
We can hear you.
Board of Directors to Académie Lafayette's International High School's 2025 High School Commencement. You may now be seated. This year's graduates are an incredibly impressive bunch. They have been offered over $750,000 worth in scholarships. They will be pursuing careers in aviation, journalism, engineering, medical interpreting, nursing, photography, film, graphic design, education, public safety, business, psychology, urban planning, and culinary arts. And now, I'd like to introduce our senior class representative, Yazi Amar Shabazz, to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
It is with absolute pleasure that I introduce today's keynote speaker, selected by the class of 2025, a literature and theater teacher whose impact extends beyond the stage and walls of the room 408. With energy and genuine enthusiasm, She transforms how students engage with text and performance. Students discover not just the technical elements of literature and drama, but their practical applications to life. It is her rare ability to blend intellectual rigor with humor and warmth that draws her students to consistently cite time with her as a formative experience that shapes their thinking and confidence. Please give a warm welcome to Kate Absher.
Next year will be my 20th year teaching, and your class and I have shared something that I never have with anyone else before, and I probably won't again. I taught you on your first day of freshman year in English 9, and I taught you on your last day a couple of days ago in DP Lit. I think that's something really cool, and something that I, as a romantic and someone who loves full circle moments, really appreciate. I met you as sweet, sometimes salty, very shy, or very argumentative 13 and 14-year-old kids, and who I see sitting before me are some of my favorite young adults. Yes, you are sweet, but more than that, you are kind, compassionate, gentle, patient, and warm-hearted. Sure, you're a bit salty, but more than that, you are strong-willed, determined, argumentative, opinionated, resolute, and headstrong. I no longer see timid kids, but resourceful individuals who your teachers are freakishly proud of. And since I've spent the last 4 years giving you my mostly unsolicited advice, instead of reinventing the wheel, I decided to look back and reflect on some theater and Absher rules to live by. The first rule of theater: 5 minutes early is on time is late, and late is unacceptable, that's right. This is great advice for your future classrooms and jobs. Get there early. Not too early, that would be really awkward and weird, but early enough that you can pull out your computer or your notebook, your Post-its, or your multiple highlighters if you're Emily and Isabel. And then you're ready to go. It's perfect. Are you planning on working a job instead of going to college? Perfect. Your boss will be really impressed with your punctuality and your hustle. You will outshine your peers by being there early and ready to go. Theater rule number 2. Always respond with thank you. This is useful when given time warnings backstage, thank you 5, or when Wendy gives me time warnings, thank you 3, thank you Wendy. But it is also super applicable when receiving any feedback. You're going to get a lot of feedback over the next 50 or so years, and what I've learned is that saying thank you, while sometimes difficult, goes a long way. You will get criticism that you feel you may or may not deserve. You will get compliments that you feel you may or may not deserve. Just say, thank you. Now don't get me wrong, I want you to stand up when there are injustices or frustrations or real conflict. But as a young person especially, the more you learn to take feedback without excuse, the more successful you'll be. Piggybacking off of that, Absher rule number 1. Own it and apologize. Does this work when you accidentally say a curse word in front of me? Totally. Does it also work when you mess up with your roommate or your professor or your boss or your boyfriend or your future partner? Also, yes, just own it and apologize. Theater rule number 3. Deodorant is your best friend. That's actually Absher rule number 2 as well. Always wear deodorant. Absher rule number 3. Sing in the elevator. There is a new study out that claims that people who whistle or hum feel less stress and anxiety than those who don't, and I think that's really great. It works well for me. Frankly, the acoustics of your typical elevator are just really nice. When I'm in a good mood, or I need to put myself in a good mood, I sing in the elevator. You can ask Madame Seeley. She's definitely caught me once belting out The Little Mermaid. And yes, I have gadgets and gizmos aplenty. Whether you sing, or you dance, or you do funny voices, or maybe you're just the person laughing at the people who do that, figure out a way to bring joy to your daily life and get you out of some funky moods. Maybe it's picking up a book instead of a phone. Maybe it's picking up a book and belting out the theme song of Reading Rainbow. Whatever works for you. Find something that works for you and figure it out. The ability to laugh at myself and not take myself too seriously, and more importantly, to surround myself with people who do that as well, has been pivotal in my life. Theater rule number 4, if you drop the chicken, pick it up and wipe it off. Anyone who I've directed knows the story about Julia Child, beloved television chef from the 1960s. She filmed her show, The French Chef, live. The entire show, which was a cooking show, was filmed live without any cutaways and retakes, leading to occasional mishaps and accidents that sort of became part of her shtick. If Julia Child dropped a chicken, she didn't acknowledge it, but she simply bent down, picked it up, wiped it off, brushed it off, and continued. I tell this story to my actors when it's time to get off book because it's overwhelming to act while also trying to remember lines, and it can be really difficult and scary. But as I reminded you, for those of you who worked on Midsummers, no one knows when you forget a line. And that is really the way life is too. No one knows what they're doing. They think you know what you're doing, but they don't know that you don't know what you're doing. So just, if you drop the chicken, pick it up, wipe it off, and keep going. Don't call attention to the chicken, and whatever you do, don't let the chicken keep you down. After rule number 4, live like Thornton wanted us to. Almost all of you on stage today read Our Town with me as 9th graders, and many of you worked on it again with me as sophomores. The world we're living in is tumultuous, and even on our best days, we get bogged down with the daily grind of pushing through to the next task, or the next paper that's due, or the next shift at work, the next class we have to attend. But the whole point of Thornton Wilder's Our Town is that life is beautiful and short, and the most mundane moments, the ones we are longing to get through, are what make it actually worthwhile. The character of Emily Webb revisits her childhood for one more day to discover that she was missing everything right in front of her, and how little she really noticed it. She exclaims at the climax of the play, "Oh, Earth, you're too wonderful for anyone to ever realize you." I think if I were to go back to one more day at ALIHS with you, I would probably miss Wendy's human snooze button to remind me of our virtual student, Isabel, who was learning from home. And finding photos of Ryder and Senior every single time I run out to go to the bathroom on my phone. I would miss the way that Truman's face lit up when he compared the Scottish play to Dungeons and Dragons. The trip to Mother Earth with a brand new student from France named Akeem, who was practicing his English. And waiting with Jean in the pouring rain under an umbrella after our very first debate tournament. I would miss Omie dragging my space heater over to her chair, even when it's like 70 degrees outside and we're all saying, "What is wrong with you, Omie?" I would ask Jace asking me every day for candy. Yazzie yelling at me passionately about why I should be using the Oxford comma. And Emerson's cunning wit and hilarious dry clapbacks. I would miss Thule's 9th grade performance in Moliere. Fisher's leadership in Fools, not Fuels. And Micah's resilience as Bottom in Midsummers. I would miss the way Emily fell in love with almost every book we read in English class. How Alessia supported her peers by taking photos at debate tournaments all year. Yari leading the crafting of tiny little witch heads in our class that took days on end, but were really, really cute. And Nixa standing up for the importance of representation and authentic voices in 9th grade English class. There's really no forgetting the time Karen looked right at me, typically quite quiet, and mistook me for a friend and yelled in my face. And then she was mortified, and I laughed, and she laughed, and then she ran away. Or Anna's beautiful and very personal IB art exhibit. Or Isabel saying goodbye to Grover's Corners. These moments were normal at our school, and some of them were quite humdrum and boring at the time, and yet they were what brought beauty to our last 4 years together. Think of that when you move on to the next phases of your life, and try not to wish away the time and get to the next thing. Try to enjoy the little uneventful moments of normalcy. It's fitting that we started ALIHS together, and now it's time for you to say goodbye and move on. But know that your teachers and staff are here and have your back when you need us, and that we have loved every minute.
Our seniors graduated, there are 20 less students for her to offer her unsolicited advice. So guess who's going to be her target? It's going to be me. And I will simply say thank you. I take that into consideration. I am pleased tonight to introduce a young woman whose hard work and dedication throughout her years at Académie Lafayette have earned her the title of valedictorian. Isabel Barnes has attended AL since kindergarten and continued her bilingual education, challenging herself by pursuing our most rigorous academic option, the Bilingual International Baccalaureate Diploma. Isabel is extremely engaged and high-achieving in all of her academic subjects, and this was made most evident when she was an at-home virtual learner for the entirety of her 9th grade year during the pandemic. Even from her Zoom screen, she was studious, engaged, and always present because of her drive and determination. She has participated in debate, cross-country, track, and as a member of the etc. Brings back some memories. However, you might recognize her from her lead roles in all 3 of our theater productions, in which she has devoted over 450 hours. Isabel has said that she's happy that she joined so many activities as they introduced her to some of her closest friends. Her favorite memory was painting senior boxes with her girls the day before the first day of senior year. She reflected, and I quote, "I've put little things I've gotten over the course of this year in that box, and they all mean so much to me." Isabel has volunteered as a soccer referee and at KC Pet Project, and also worked as a summer intern and summer school elementary teacher's aide. Isabel truly gets into the entrepreneurial spirit with her own lawn care company that she established in 2019. Isabel is gifted, patient, focused, reflective, driven, and kind. AL has indeed been fortunate to have inherited Isabel from kindergarten to high school. In the fall, Isabel will be attending Park University, where she earned the prestigious McAfee Scholarship. It is my honor, ladies and gentlemen, to present ALIH's class of 2025's valedictorian, Isabel Barnes.
go. We're 18 and leaving. But so much has happened between then and now. Too fast. Perched on top of her desk, my teacher held a secret between her teeth. Her tongue an encrypted note I couldn't translate until now. She responded to a complaint from a classmate about wanting to go home, wishing the year to be over before it even began, by telling us to blink. That once we did, the first day of school would suddenly be our last, and summer would be tomorrow. As a child, this promise was like gasoline to a fire. I did like she said. The match quickly fizzled out. I was still there, in that same seat, a row away from her, contained within those four walls, contained within my grade. In that moment, I thought she had lied. As I stand before you now, older, more in tune with time, I know she couldn't have been closer to the truth, and a fire had been raging all along. Who knew? We are in different seats now. The last seats we will take as high school students. We are sitting in the same row the future lounges in, with its legs crossed and nodding proudly, ready to take us into its arms, ready to take caretaker duties away from the month of August. We are not contained within our grade anymore. This is probably the most free we will feel for a while. Relief and pride have tapped on our psyche, surprising us that it ended so quickly. For most of us, we've known each other for over a decade. We've watched each other grow and change. And we will now watch each other go our separate ways. But before that, we have today. And all the memories from that age. We might leave each other, but time can never steal what it meant to know one another. Now, at some point in 9th grade, we blinked. And here we are 3 years later, sitting side by side, perhaps by people we rarely sat next to in high school, dressed the same, celebrating the same success, the completion of 4 long years that all of a sudden feels so short. We blinked and suddenly we lost long treks up stairwells and hallway chats before the bell rings. The end of the year was greeted by the warm embrace of until next August, until the next series of uphill climbs, in classrooms containing those same eyes, until the next play, manual tech day, track season, racing our friends in chairs down the hallway, sliding down Dr. Kelleher's slide after we promised to sit down and study. We did eventually. Student council meetings, French class crazies, Madam Tackle, we're sorry. Until next year, more of everything we know, we spoke like this. Like the door wasn't prepping its clothes. Like the clocks weren't spinning in the back of our minds. Like, until next time, wasn't a string slowly fraying and ever microscopically decaying. Like that phrase we held on to, we trusted and loved, wouldn't end on the stage and die in front of all of us. The years got carried away in the homework assignments, class trips, new friends, evolving selves. In the blink of an eye, new beginnings became completely new, fresh and ready to be morphed into whatever aligns with you. We will change the address of school in our phones, change our postal code and sell old clothes, pack up what we thought was forever in the name of crafting our future. We thought we had time, until the once full hourglass abruptly began shedding its final grains, taking us down the slim tube way, and slamming us into adulthood, filling us with change. But we are living proof we will be okay. Every test cram late at night speaks to resilience we can come to find. 4 subjects of homework and a sport or a job shines a spotlight on our balancing acts that we're well-rounded and strong. Friends on weekends then passing a class. When we know what we need to do, we feel our best. Journeys with Madam Hines showed us hesitance as merely a test. Through a lack of motivation, busy schedules, and sleep deprivation, we still managed to make it to this stage. Every possible outcome we could have met was realized and overcome to be here now. With minds full of knowledge and hearts beating for adventure, we can discover what lies ahead without feeling tethered. For some of us, high school was task after task. For some, it was cool, calm, collected. But for all of us, it was memories, people, and the shared anticipation of the end. Well, here we are, alive and through, the second graduating class of ALIHS. We were thrown around a bit, schedule mix-ups and curriculum cramming, but those bruises have faded into a beautiful ombre. Our kindergarten selves are beaming as they watch us from another lifetime. From small things to major accomplishments, we've done it all. We will nod at our teachers, who care so much, wanted us so badly to be where we are. We will tightly hug our younger friends, who aren't up here with our prospective ghosts yet. We'll squeeze the hands of our exchange friends, deeply wishing we could keep them. We will go out to dinner with our family, maybe cry, but mostly be giddy about the next steps in our lives. Routine might be collapsing, but a beautiful new beginning is raging. We will never feel ready, but we will act out emotions until it stops feeling as scary. We will say a lot of goodbyes, come to terms with ones we never truly got to have. We will acknowledge the versions of us that fluctuated within this era, and they will gather around our soul, putting their hands in the middle while their fingers glow, manifesting this new version, the one ready to duck under the real world's doorway. We will also say hello to new friendships, opportunities, thoughts, and beliefs. As Absher said it best, our characters died tonight, so let them live a little longer. Let us have our childhood wonder a little longer before we blink and tonight is over. The morning star always gets wonderful bright the minute before it has to go. All I ask now is that before you blink, before a moment ends, take in everything you possibly can. Go beyond the surface and siphon a lesson, a love, a cry, a laugh, a hug, a conversation. Before you blink, look. Because once you do, you're on to the next. And the past is a memory you can feel, but never live again. Ever meaningful, ever frozen. We've experienced so much in such a short time. Now let's go experience the rest of what it means to be alive. Welcome to the first day of the rest of our lives.
Already, and we know that you are going far, very, very far in life. We wish all of you the best. Ms. Bang, will you please join me at the podium? Mr. Edmund M. Banks, Superintendent, I have the honor to present to you the 2025 candidates for graduation. These students have satisfactorily completed all district and state requirements to be considered a graduate from Académie Lafayette International High School. Mr. Remben, I therefore invite you to accept our graduating class 2025.
Thank you, Dr. Paul. Just wanted to prepare classes to thank you very much because again you did a fantastic job with the team. One thing also people may know is this class has a special place in my heart because when I started here, they were in kindergarten. The first class I received all the way to 12th grade. So it's amazing. International High School. I seek the authority of the Board of Directors of Académie Lafayette to confer upon each of you a high school diploma with all the rights, privilege, responsibility thereupon to upon its name. Members of the board, do you accept this class? Thank you very much. Otherwise, I'll give you another year. Thank you, board. As superintendent of Académie Lafayette, I certify that these candidates are satisfactorily completed all the requirements for secondary education prescribed by the Académie Lafayette Board of Directors and the state of Missouri. By the power vested in me, I hereby declare the class of 2025 to be graduates of Académie Lafayette International High School. You are stepping out into a world that is changing faster more than before. New technologies emerge every day. Global challenges become more complex. And jobs are being invented. Everything is changing. It's exciting, by the way. Social media are constantly redefining communication and communities. There are friends all over the world now we can talk to. However, do not fear change. Just embrace it, shape it, and lead it. It's your destiny. More importantly, as you use your versatile skills wisely in service of something larger than you, always remember to set your compass to point to values such as integrity, care and compassion, respect, and also moral courage. It's extremely important. This diploma you are about to receive is more than a piece of paper. It's a token of your hard work, your resilience, your commitment, your families and friends' invaluable support. It is above all a symbol of your readiness for the next stage of your journey. Graduates, please rise to accept your diploma.
Isabel Barnes. Fisher Krull. Yazi Armour Shabazz. Micah Bartel. Emily Buck. Truman Buckley. Karen Bustos. Ryder Clay. Anna Damien. Tuli Dastrup. Jennifer Dunn. Samir Haney Williams. Mixa Herrera. Jace Hill. Akeem Kaba. Alessia Libby.
to some individuals in the building this evening. At this time, I would like to recognize all of our high school teachers. Will you stand please and be recognized? We have some on stage. Madam Seeley, will you stand? Madam Matthew, Madam Wilson. These are three powerhouse women who keep things moving at the LIHS. Thank you, and we appreciate you. Somewhere out there we have our middle school teachers. You too have had some impact wherever you are. We also have teachers from the elementary schools. We appreciate you being here. I would ask for the families, particularly the parents and guardians, of our graduating class of 2025 to please stand and be recognized. Thank you for sharing your wonderful, precious treasures to us. We will surely miss them. Mr. Bang, our superintendent, he too deserves a round of applause. Let's recognize him. President, our board of directors, Michelle Markham, is on stage. Let's give her a round of applause. Tonight, thank you for all your support that you've given to our students. My wonderful colleague, of whom I'm so appreciative, Madam Marie Beach, please stand for a round of applause. Who have in some way or another impacted the lives of these 20 highly successful young people that are graduating from our high school this year. And now, let's return to the program. Madam Beach.
It is my pleasure at this time to introduce our salutatorian. Fisher Kroll has earned the second highest GPA of all our students, all while pursuing the challenging bilingual international baccalaureate diploma. While he has been immersed in studying languages and cultures since kindergarten, this wasn't Fletcher's first introduction to French. His mother, Madame Anne-Marie Kroll, is a beloved AL teacher and taught many of tonight's graduates in first grade. Takes initiative to seek out opportunities for leadership, specifically during his time on the debate team, Model UN, Envirothon, and as founding member and senior writer of the Etc. He is a pivotal member of the International Thespian Troupe 11916 and had a leading role both on stage and off in every theater production at ALIHS. When asked about his favorite memory in high school, Fisher said that it was the stage talk before the opening night of Our Town. He reflected, "We were all working together to get ready and still learning how to handle all of the theater stresses. Imagine that in his much deeper voice than mine. He is a student ambassador, has helped coordinate a French student exchange project, and volunteers throughout the community at Casey Pet Project, Community Gardens, and Habitat Restoration. Fisher has participated in track and cross country and loves playing piano, so much so that he played with us tonight with the commencement. If there is an activity at this school, you can bet that Fisher is ardently participating. Fisher will be attending Mizzou in the fall, pursuing a major in international studies. Join me in welcoming our salutatorian, Fisher Kroll, to the stage.
Instructions on Not Giving Up by Ada Limon. More than the fuchsia funnels breaking out the crabapple tree, more than the neighbors' almost obscene display of cherry limbs shoving their candy-colored blossoms to the slate sky as spring rains. It's the greening of the trees that really gets to me. When all the shock of white and taffy, the world's baubles and trinkets leave the pavement strewn with the confetti of aftermath, the leaves come, patient, plodding, a green skin growing over whatever winter did to us. A return to the strange idea of continuous living, despite the mess of us, the hurt, the empty. Fine, I'll take it, the trees seem to say, a new slick leaf unfurling like a fist to an open palm. I'll take it all.
It has been an immense pleasure to be a principal these past few years and to watch you grow into the wonderful young adults that stand here before me today. I wish you the best in your endeavors. I know myself and the rest of the Académie Lafayette faculty and staff will be cheering you on. Congratulations, class of 2025. Now I would like to welcome student representative Emily Buck to the podium to conduct the turning of the tassel.
Good evening, everybody. As senior representative, I would now like to invite the class of 2025 to stand with me, as it is time to conclude our ceremony with the turning of the tassel. Please join me as we turn our tassels from right to left, signifying our graduation from Académie Lafayette International High School. Congratulations, everybody. We did it!